A few weeks ago, I revisited a video that I made back in the year 2020 where, at the time, I predicted who I thought the 10 best NBA players would be in the year 2025. Well, the year is currently 2025, so it was a fun exercise to go through to see how well I did with some of my picks being pretty impressive and on the money, while a few of the other picks were, to put it lightly, way off. I enjoyed making that video quite a bit, so today we're here to do it again, sending out another video to put into the vault for revisiting down the line, as I will now be predicting who I believe the top 10 NBA players will be 5 years from now in the year 2030. In the NBA, a lot can change from year to year, so looking 5 years ahead can feel damn near impossible, but ultimately that's half the fun of doing things like this. We'll be starting with who I think will just crack the top 10 in 2030 and work our way up to that number 1 spot. So coming in at number 10, we have Paolo Banchero of the Orlando Magic. Banchero was the number 1 overall selection in the 2022 NBA draft for a reason, and in each of his 3 seasons to this point, he's gotten better and better. He easily took home the Rookie of the Year award. He followed up that season by being honored with his first All-Star selection, and this year he's putting up a career-high 25 points per game, trying to help the Magic get back into the playoffs. Being just 22 years old and already putting up 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, having also been the leader of a playoff group at this point, gives me a lot of confidence in his development over the next 5 years. And in 2030, he'll be turning 27, which is the exact age that is typically coinciding with a player's peak. Right now, Banchero is far from perfect, with work to do on his overall shot selection and 3-point consistency, but his doubters will point to the fact that the Magic have actually had a worse record with him in the lineup this year compared to when he was out injured, but I'm not letting those small blips outweigh how many impressive things there are about his game as a powerful force with the footwork of a graceful guard. Up next, the guy I believe will be the 9th best player in the NBA in 5 years is Flagg from Duke. It may feel premature to be this high on a player that hasn't even stepped foot on an NBA court yet, but I, like many others in this space, have incredibly high expectations of this young man and am confident that he's going to be doing big things 5 years from now. He's currently projected to be the number 1 pick in this year's draft, and whoever lands that pick in the lottery knows they are hitting a home run. Flagg is a two-way stud who already provides elite defensive impact inside and out as a forward who knows where to be on that end. He rotates very well, his help side rim protection is top-notch, and he provides versatility, being able to guard multiple different positions. Offensively, he's gotten progressively better as the collegiate season has progressed, bullying teams in the paint, getting to the rim at will, reliably knocking down pull-up mid-range jumpers, and his 3-ball is proving to be a weapon off the catch. So 5 years from now, based on the trajectory that he's on, I can see a lot of these strengths being even more polished and honed in on taking his game to new heights. Before we go any further though, I want to thank The Outlet for sponsoring today's video. The Outlet is one of the fastest growing sports betting communities dedicated to providing expert insights, daily picks, and advanced AI-driven predictions, quickly becoming a top choice for sports bettors looking to maximize profits through informed strategies. The goal at The Outlet is not to be a get-rich-quick scheme by any means. Instead, it's focusing on long-term strategies for success with exclusive access to research from professional analysts, helping members make informed decisions. They also cover an abundance of different platforms such as Prize Picks, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Underdog Fantasy, and more. With thousands of satisfied customers profiting daily, any skepticism gets left aside shortly after joining as the profits continue to add up over time. If this sounds like something you want to get in on, then go down to the link in the description and use promo code HOOPS at checkout for an additional 15% off of your order. Once again, thank you to The Outlet for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. Up next, the guy I believe will be the 8th best player in the year 2030 is Darryn Peterson, who is currently the number 2 ranked player in the high school class of 2025, committed to play at Kansas next season. I'll be completely honest, I know this is easily my most bold prediction today, and it's probably also the biggest long shot, with him not even having played a single collegiate game yet, but I cannot help myself when it comes to how high I am on Peterson's upside. I personally think this kid is going to be an absolute stud, and the way he moves already at 18 years old is far more advanced than many 18-year-olds I've ever seen. Peterson is a score-first guard with an NBA-level bag right now, and at Kansas next season, I think he's going to be one of the leading scorers in the entire country. He's played against number 1 prospect AJ Debonsa and number 3 prospect Cam Boozer head-to-head in the last year and thoroughly outplayed both of those guys, leading his team to wins in both matchups. And it doesn't matter who you put on him on defense, because he's going to score damn near 30 points regardless. He's a lethal pull-up three-point shooter, his relocation skills and footwork are top-notch, his ability to find his balance on the move and get defenders to bite on fakes is reminiscent of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he's a freak athlete who explodes at the rim. So 5 years down the line, at 23 years old, there's a chance he emerges as one of the league's leading scorers after just a few seasons under his belt. Up next, the guy I believe will be the 7th best player in the NBA in 5 years is Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. It took a few years for Cade to be able to comfortably find his footing without injuries or tanking troubles getting in his way, but now that he has fully arrived this season, he's only going to continue rising up rankings lists like this. In 5 years, Cade will be 28 years old, so he's another stud prospect hitting his prime right around the time frame here, and after being selected number 1 overall in the 2021 NBA draft, he too has only gotten better and better each season. After years of lowly tanking, Cade is leading the Pistons to the playoffs this year, and they don't seem like a group satisfied with just being there. Cade is one of the highest usage players in the league right now, doing everything in his power to win his team games, currently putting up 26 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds per game, ranking in the top 10 of the NBA in scoring and top 3 of the NBA in assists per game this year, generating offense at a rate that matches the elites. Cade's ability to run the offense, stay under control, pick his spots, and see the floor, making plays for those around him is already looking wise beyond his years, and his prime is going to be special. Up next, the guy I believe will be the 6th best player 5 years from now is Jayson Tatum of the Boston Celtics. Tatum's been achieving big things from the day that he stepped into the league. He just helped lead his Celtics team to their first title since 2008, and with him being 27 years old right now, he still has plenty of prime years left in his tank. In today's day and age, players are extending their primes longer than ever, with guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry, amongst many others, still dominating well into their 30s, so there isn't any doubt in my mind that Tatum will still be great in 2030. This is around the same range of player ranking lists that he would currently find himself on too, so I don't see much changing down the line, as his game is built to withstand the test of time, and the Celtics team around him is built for long-term success as well. Tatum's one of the league's best scorers right now, giving you anywhere from 27 to 30 points per game each season. He's expanding his ability to create off the dribble both for himself and for others, currently dishing out a career-best 6 assists per game, and he's a great defender to top it all off, so he's not going anywhere. Next, to start off the top 5 of who I believe will be great in 2030, we have Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. At first glance, this may seem low for the player who has been either the MVP winner or the runner-up for the award 5 years in a row now, producing on offense at a never-before-seen rate, but we need to keep in mind that he is already 30 years old, so he'll be 35 in 2030. Jokic's game by no means relies upon athleticism, so I'm not expecting him to fall off a cliff by any means either as he ages, hence why I still have him in the top 5, but I do think it's fair to say that some of the younger players on the rise may surpass a 35-year-old version of Jokic as they hit their primes. Jokic is a walking triple-double with court vision, passing talent, versatile scoring ability, and control, the likes of which we have not seen before, and his numbers will undoubtedly still be incredible in 5 years too. Concerns about his slow foot speed and inability to provide much coverage on defense have always been the one drawback pointed out about his game, and at 35 years old, those defensive woes may get worse, which is the biggest area of decline that I can foresee. Up next, the guy that I believe will be the 4th best player in 5 years course, is Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards is only 23 years old right now and feels like he's barely scratching the surface of what his upside is. Edwards came into the NBA as the #1 overall pick in 2020, oozing with explosive athleticism and a natural ability to get buckets, but he was far from consistent with it. His shot selection, efficiency, and overall decision-making are already night and day better now than they were when he was first drafted as a rookie, so you can only imagine how honed in he'll be when he's in the middle of his prime as a 28-year-old in 2030. Edwards has the kind of competitive drive that the best athletes in the world need to reach the mountaintop, and he's not satisfied with anything less than greatness. He's addressed the weak parts of his game every year and come back better than the last, and now he's putting up about 28 points per game, still threatening defenses with explosive drives, but now he's also one of the best volume three-point shooters in the league as well, making 40% of his shots from deep while taking a ridiculous 10 three-point attempts per game. Up next, the guy I believe will be the third best player in the NBA in 5 years is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shai is the favorite to win this season's MVP award, and this may just be the beginning of his reign of true greatness. He's only 26 years old right now, just entering the early part of his prime, with many years left at this level in the tank. And in 5 years, he's only going to be 31, and players early in their 30s, as I mentioned earlier, are no longer an age range that causes much concern, with all of the advanced ways these guys are taking care of their bodies. Shai's having a historically great scoring season this year, and he does it without needing blistering speed or freakish athleticism, which also inspires plenty of confidence in his longevity. He's putting up a league-leading 33 points per game while also dishing out 6 assists per game, and he's genuinely getting wherever he wants to at will, with the ability to create space with crafty body fakes and feints that manipulate defenders in a way that very few others can even be capable of. He's a ridiculously good pull-up shooter, shot contests barely faze him, he draws fouls at will, body faking and getting defenders to bite on fakes, and he's one of the best finishers in the game too as well. So 5 years from now, he'll be leading the Thunder to big things still. Up next, the guy that I have as the #2 player in the year 2030 is Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs. Wembanyama is one of the craziest athletic specimens the NBA has ever seen, and it's really hard to bet against him becoming one of the best players in the NBA in the very near future. Since being selected #1 overall in the 2023 NBA draft, he's been breaking records without even coming close to reaching his full potential yet. As a rookie last year, he easily took home the Rookie of the Year award, but he also almost became the first rookie in NBA history to win the Defensive Player of the Year award too, finishing second in the voting for that award. This season, he was on track to take home the Defensive Player of the Year in a landslide too, but unfortunately, due to a rare blood clotting issue, he has been shut down for the rest of the season and will not be winning it. That health issue is not expected to hamper his playing career long-term by any means though, as long as he properly treats it this offseason, so I'm not too worried about that, and when he returns to the court, he'll get back to being on his Hall of Fame trajectory. As a 7'4" player, he just has the physical tools to do things nobody else can do, protecting the rim at an elite level, contesting shots no one else can reach, and forcing turnovers with his length. Offensively, he plays like a wing as well, adding to the insane potential that he possesses, with a reliable pull-up three-point shot that is unguardable when it's falling, and an ability to finish around the basket simply by reaching his arms up without even needing to jump to dunk the basketball. And finally, the guy I project to be the best player in the NBA 5 years from now is Luka Doncic of the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka's been a walking triple-double since he was 20 years old, producing at a level nobody his age has really ever produced at before. He's proven time and time again he can be clutch in big moments, with a handful of playoff game winners under his belt already. He's coming off of a trip to the NBA Finals, and his production is genuinely matched by none at this point in his career. This season has unfortunately been a down year for him, as he's struggled a bit with injuries, but even in his down year, it's better than most other superstars' best years, as he's putting up about 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists a night still. The Mavericks are going to regret trading him to the Lakers for a very long time, because he is the type of generational talent that you don't find very often, with the competitive drive to destroy his opposition. I don't for a second believe the narrative that the Mavericks have been trying to push about him being lazy and fat and all of that noise, because His arrival on the Lakers has immediately helped them shoot up the standings and are now in the mix for the 2 seed in the West. He's obviously not perfect and needs to give better effort on defense at times, but in 2030, he'll be turning 31 years old, still on the tail end of his prime, and by then, he should be a multiple-time MVP winner and potentially a champion. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below who you think the best players will be 5 years from now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.